Welcome to Bitter Coffee. My name is Kelly Coffey.
And I'm Darek Fanton. Hey, Kelly.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Now, those of you who cannot see me, which is everybody because this is a podcast.
I'm sitting right here.
You're sitting right here?
Okay.
Rolled my eyes.
I can see you. Yeah,
Out of the
there
back of my
was an
head.
eye roll to accompany that
Now they're on
holiday
the floor.
greeting. Yeah. Yeah, we are firmly in the holiday season. I have not yet reached the holiday sneezing yet, which I've been very excited about. I've not yet caught any colds related to the change of weather and temperature.
This is usually your sweet spot for germs and flus.
Prime
Yeah.
holiday sneezing right now.
Yeah.
A chew for me and for you. And we have not yet gotten there, which I'm very excited about. I'm pleased to be healthy at the moment. I'm sure I have completely jinxed it now.
Yeah.
But right now, feeling good. How are you?
You're going to leave here with a fever of like 102.
Just picking it up from the podcast equipment that only you and I use.
Yep.
Definitely getting germs from that.
I'm good.
Good.
Christmas week is upon us.
We are here. We have entered it.
The tree has fallen twice today.
Just gonna try not to take that as a sign of any kind.
No.
It's a coincidence.
It's now a tradition. Like, it doesn't really feel like Christmas until the tree falls over.
Right.
And then I pick it back up.
Yep.
And then it falls again. And this morning I tried to reason with the tree when it fell the second time. You know what I said? You choose now?
You, tree, choose, like on purpose, to fall over now.
What are you thinking, tree? Jesus Christ.
There's an element of getting into the timbre of the season, not the timber. No one wants the timbre of the season
No one.
that you have discovered here. I'm sorry to hear that's part of, well, I mean, I'm not sorry. We all have our traditions, and they're all different and unique, and to each their own. So I'm proud of you and your tree. Sorry that you got into an argument with your tree.
No, I mean, it's fine. I think we're okay now. Like, they're still here.
You'd say you're a little bit on pins and pine needles?
Ayo.
I'm here for that one. This is for me. Just me.
There you
It's
go.
fine if no one else likes it.
No,
I
here we
enjoyed
go.
it. Thank you. I appreciate
There
that.
you go.
Thank you.
Because everybody loves a Christmas-themed joke.
Oh
or
my
a
God.
pun.
Do we ever? So my coworkers, I don't know why my work comes up every single episode, but that's what it is. There is for the last, I would say 3 weeks, that has been the goal of our morning joke, has been that it should be holiday themed. So we have been really going through the holiday themed jokes. Luckily, I have a lot of Facebook friends, shout out John Cohn for one, who posts a lot of jokes on Facebook. And so I think the one I'm going to break out next week is what do gingerbread use to make their bed? Cookie sheets.
Anyway.
Moving on. Just because they're holiday themed doesn't mean they're good.
So Darek and I have been having this conversation / debate. And as with everything, it's always, this sounded like a great idea in theory.
About a month ago.
But in practice, now I'm seeing the downside. So
Yep. Introverts unite on that theme of life.
So we had decided, and I did this like kind of on a whim. Quick check-in with you.
Yeah.
There's this event in Shelburne where they have all these outdoor holiday lights.
Yep, at Shelburne Farms, yep.
My wife has it on her calendar because she could not remember the name. She has, what did she call it? The Galaxy of Lights.
Galaxy of lights.
It's an entire galaxy.
Who knew that Shelburne Farms could house an entire galaxy of lights?
Michelle Pilardi of the Pilardi Foundation knew that. So with this snow that we're expecting.
The impending apocalypse. So we got a pretty good snowstorm a couple of weeks ago, but everyone is calling this the first snowstorm. So based on that, this should be pretty bad. But it tends to get really overblown when it's the first storm of the season. So we'll see. But the punchline is maybe we don't visit the Galaxy of Lights this evening.
I'm like 70-30. I mean, I already had a tree fall in my home twice. Right?
So already.
Only so much holiday I can put up
points
with.
Against. Yeah, I was mentioning to you that essentially we're at a high 80s percentile right now, but it is not yet snowing. No. And once it starts snowing, for every 20 minutes, we are 5% less likely to go. So if it starts snowing at 1, there's no chance by 6.
I'm just going to have to check in with you.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Yeah. And say, how do you feel now?
Just send percentages via text.
That's
where you are, and
That's
I'll send one
need.
back.
That's all I
Maybe
need.
I'll do like a DHG for what all of us are presenting at the house. We'll see.
That's not a bad idea. So we shall see.
We shall see.
I am feeling kind of Christmassy this year,
Nice.
which is
I'm happy to hear that.
Odd for me.
Yeah.
I don't know what my problem is.
Well, I would argue that's not a problem necessarily.
I know, but that's not on brand for
Hey, thanks
me.
for coming back on, Light.
Light's back on.
So the Bitter Coffee Studio Light, the third of the three, has been off. Most of the time we've been here has come just back on. So just so you all know, a little bit better light in here. Holiday season.
Holiday magic. There we go.
We have our special holiday edition bells here to represent the holiday magic.
I went to the passport office.
I'm so sorry.
No, you know what? I'm going to tell everybody.
Okay.
If you need a passport, if you're in Chittenden County, if you're in this country, I don't care where you're from, go see Anne.
Okay.
At 175 Main Street in Burlington.
Shout
she
out, Anne.
is a dream to deal with.
I'm so happy to hear that. That's wonderful.
The whole transaction, 10 minutes.
Wow.
From the moment, okay. So I'm going to walk you guys through this.
Okay.
So I go into the building, there's like the security and you got to walk through the metal detector.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm beeping like crazy. Just because that's what I do. I mean, I don't have any weapons or anything.
You don't even have any metal. You're just going beep, 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 beep,
nothing.
beep, with your voice.
So I should have done that. So there's a lovely man behind the desk, and I walk through, like I give him my keys and my bag and the phone and all the nonsense.
Your 4 knives.
And I beep.
Yep.
And he's like, what are you doing? And I said, I'm beeping.
Beeping over here.
Go back through again.
Yeah.
And I don't do anything.
Okay.
And I just walk through again. And I said, oh, there we go. There it goes again.
I think that's called insanity.
And we're both kind of surprised. That is nuts. I walked through this 2 seconds ago and it beeped. And here we are again. And I'm beeping again.
I changed nothing and it did it again.
Mm-hmm.
Who would have thought?
Jesus. So, well, probably not Jesus.
Well,
but
during
whatever.
the holiday season, you don't know. Maybe Jesus would
Happy
beep
birthday,
through a metal
Jesus.
detector.
So,
I'm not going to make a joke there.
You know
I could.
what he
I'm not
says?
going to.
Go ahead.
Listen, we tried this thing twice. It's clearly on the fritz.
Right.
You go ahead.
It's broken. It's been broken for years.
We just make everybody go through twice just
And
in
I
case.
said, well, it might be my shoes because I had boots on.
Okay.
And although they were not boots with the fur, sorry to upset everyone, he said, oh, I think those boots have steel toes in them.
Oh.
And I said, all right.
Let's go with that.
So then and he said, where are you headed? And I said, passport office. And he said, oh, you want to go? And this woman comes up and she said, she's my 12 o'clock and starts snapping at me. And, you're coming with me. And I was like, only if your name is Anne. Because when I called to make the appointment, she said, ask for Anne.
Right.
You want to take the stairs or the elevator? And I said, I haven't known you for that long. I can't make these decisions.
Dealer's choice, Anne.
Let's take the elevator because I hurt my ankle. Okay.
All right.
No problem.
Gotcha.
So we go.
Also,
up 3
if you were going to
floors.
make that call, just do it. Like, I'm a visitor in your world here. So if you were going to make the call that my ankle's bad and I want to take the elevator, so if you had said stairs, she would have said, are you okay with the elevator? Because my ankle hurts.
Right.
So just make
But
the
I don't
call,
know how many
Anne.
floors we're going up.
True. That's a great point.
I'm good for like 4. And after that, it's like, I need to rest.
Right. Is there a water stop?
Right.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And like people cheering me. You're doing so great.
Go! Go!
Like a cowbell. So we get upstairs and she asks me, oh, what do you need your passport for? So some of you know that I have like 15 different names. So did you hear that thing in my throat?
did.
Just so you guys know, I've been throat burping pretty much since Darek walked in the door. Probably before.
Or as you called it a moment ago,
Thurping. You're welcome, everybody.
you all take thurping with you wherever you're headed.
Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays.
So, she asks me, do you need your passport expedited? And just trying to make conversation. So I let her know that I was going to Ireland in May.
Yep. And that you have 15 names.
I have 15 names. So I have to provide all of the birth certificates for all of the names. So some of you know that for the first 3 months of my life, I had a different name.
Right.
My first name was Brenda.
Yep.
And then when I came home from the hospital, they changed it to like the name that they wanted. Brenda was like a placeholder.
Gotcha.
But everybody's always called me Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
And now I have a different last name
Right.
because I changed my name.
Right.
And so there's just a lot.
It's a lot to unpack.
There's a lot of paperwork.
You're unfolding a chart that you carry in your wallet at
Pretty
all
much.
times.
Yeah.
Timeline.
Oh my God. So I give her, all of my forms of ID and all of my birth certificates. And
I'm getting the impression, though, that Anne's old hat at this. She's taking it in stride. She's filing things in the right order. She's good.
She didn't flinch.
Great. Love it. Love it.
Oh, well, this comes before this, and then you did this in 2015. Oh, you got a long copy of that, and I want to be like, that's what she said. But it's Anne. You know what I mean?
Right. You're not gonna backtalk Anne.
I am not. So the whole transaction was pretty quick and painless. The longest part, she asked me, can I ask you a question? And I thought it was passport related.
Sure.
Because I had lost my old one. So I thought maybe that was going to come up.
Yep.
Nope.
Okay.
And she's looking at my paperwork that I had filled out prior to going there. I'm not going to waste Anne's time.
No.
As
Anne's
the old
busy.
Irish expression goes.
Does not just waste Anne's time.
And she said, what do you use in your hair?
Oh. Oh, okay.
I went into a whole thing about how she just cut all her hair off.
Wow.
She doesn't know what products to use.
Huh.
So we workshopped a few options for her. I think they're all really great options. I kind of want to swing back and see what she finally decided on.
I mean, I think you've got to make a new appointment. Like,
I do.
It's
Sorry, Anne. Lost my passport again.
Purpose for the visit? Hair consult, mostly?
Oh, I thought I needed to pick up the passport here. Oh, okay. No. When you said it was going to be mailed to my house, like I didn't know what you were mailing back.
I thought you were like, it's going to be mailed the house.
Right.
And you're like, oh, should I come and get it? Yeah. Mhm.
And what am I going to do with this extra coffee? So
this bottle of Vidal Sassoon I brought you. That's the extent of my hair product reference language, just so you know.
Welcome to 1987. Coming up next, Paul Mitchell. Real or imagined? Anyway.
Well, I'm glad that you had a good experience with Anne. I was sitting here listening to this, and we said Anne's name so much that for whatever reason...
she's a part of us now.
Well, yes, but I started trying to write lyrics to Bopper Ann with Passport Ann. Passport Ann. Passport Ann. Passport Ann. Come take my hand. Sorry.
Anyway.
Come do my hair. There's a whole
It's
song.
a whole thing.
It's a whole song.
I say we do this. Let's get through this show.
All right.
And then maybe we can
workshop.
Yeah, maybe we'll have like
lyrics.
a new opening theme. I don't know. Maybe.
Get Ann on the podcast.
So this whole thing with is it Omicron or Omicron?
Actually, I had a conversation with Hannah this morning, and she was like, OMNI, Omni, right? And I was like, yeah, Omni. And she's like, why isn't it Omnicron? Mm-hmm. And I went, because there's no N in it?
Yeah.
She said,
fair.
Right. Yes, that makes a lot of sense. So I've been definitely saying Omnicron. Because it sounds
more dangerous.
It sounds more dangerous.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Pronunciation is not my forte.
Okay.
Language is my job, but it's not my forte.
So pretty much everybody is going to be infected within, 10 days?
It seems to be the case. I saw something, in the way that I intake my news, which was to see a headline yesterday that said...
That's it. That's all you need.
That said that water tests now show that variant has reached Burlington.
Yeah.
So that's great.
So here we are. So I don't know if I'm going to be traveling anywhere. Mm-hmm. So I have a trip to New Orleans. I was going to do something really nice for myself this year for my birthday.
Nice. That's awesome.
And travel down to New Orleans to see my friend John Diamond. Shout out John Diamond.
Shout out John.
Faithful listener of the show.
Love it. Thank you, John.
But I don't know if I want to go to the Big Easy or Big Sneezy in February. You know what I mean?
Tell them to update the billboards. Mm-hmm. Now the Big Sneezy.
Kelly Coffey's coming. So I don't know.
Yeah, traveling right now just...
Here's the thing. I'm debating going to Shelburne at 6 o'clock tonight.
Right. Outside.
In a car.
Via a car that will only contain you and your wife.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's 6 o'clock and for me, pretty late. Like, what am I, on cocaine?
What is this?
Jesus
what am I taking? Ecstasy?
Christ.
I need glow sticks while I'm there at the galaxy of lights.
Put a pacifier in my mouth. Let me dance around for a little
Whistle.
while. Right. Plural.
Different notes. Yeah, I don't so speaking of which,
I
by
think
the
they
way,
call that a harmonica.
a whistle with different notes. That's a flute, Darek. So speaking of the current state of COVID, I'm glad that you enjoyed that one. I sent you someone stealing your joke on Instagram. because they said something, first of all, their math was bad because they said something along the lines of congratulations to COVID on its third season pickup. We are well beyond the third season of COVID at this point. We are deep in the fourth season.
Third season was this past summer.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Every kind of ebb and flow. That's a new season of COVID. It's a bad scene right now. So yeah, we'll see how those percentages are. I'm going to turn around and see.
I've been keeping a close eye.
It's not yet snowing. I've heard 1 o'clock. There's been, again, because it is the first snow of the season, there's been a lot of like advanced coverage of this storm where I keep seeing maps with like what time is the snow going to start.
Are you following the European map?
I mean...
Right? Isn't there like a UK?
Yeah, there's a whole like this is how this storm is traveling the globe.
And they call it spaghetti.
Really? No, I've heard that.
There's like different maps that you can. There's like the UK version and the US version. And at one point they referred to it as, what strand of spaghetti you're looking at. I'm like, I'm not looking at any. I'm looking at nothing.
Did I switch to the Food Network at some point?
Right?
I'm trying to figure out the weather at the moment.
I don't know. I will wait and see. I do have, although this is the end of the semester, yay. I'm on part 3 of Get Back.
Oh, nice.
Still not a Beatles fan.
I was going to check in with you to see if if the tides had turned.
I want to talk about part 2.
Okay.
I don't know if you've watched it yet.
I have not watched part 2. I just finished part 1 a couple nights ago.
Okay.
That's okay, though. I'm not worried about being spoiled.
I'm not spoiling anything because I think we know how everything ends
how
with the Beatles.
Worked out. It's like, should we talk? Can we talk about the end of Titanic? Because let me tell you about the thing that happened. You're going to be blown away.
I was shocked.
Yeah, talk to me about what caught you in part 2.
Is they're in a different studio now, and it doesn't have that like warehouse kind of feel. It's much smaller. Yeah. A lot I didn't know about the Beatles. Had no idea that like Billy Preston just played keyboards for them.
Oh yeah, just sat in.
No idea. And they sing the same song. Some of them aren't their songs in different accents. That brings me through the first hour and a half of part 2 of Get Back.
Wow. I'm excited about that.
Like, I don't get it. I mean, I understand the creative process, I guess. What really bugs me, and you can relate to this, their guitars, they don't have guitar stands.
Oh, God.
They're like leaning on a metal chair.
There's a situation in, I think it's part 1, where one of George's guitars is on the drum riser. And they just start playing, and of course, Ringo's hitting the bass drum, and it falls off the drum riser, and like nobody moves.
No one moves.
Nobody cares. They're just like, your guitar fell, and I'm like, what?
Yeah,
it's just from an organization and take care of your things standpoint, it was very apparent to me that they just put them on chairs. Yeah, they put them on the floor.
There's like 3 of them, and I took a picture of it for you, and I forgot to text it to you.
You took an anxiety photo for me. Thanks so much, Kelly.
No problem. The amount of time I had to spend rewinding to get it like just right, it was a lot.
Well, I appreciate the effort.
I knew, you're welcome. It's that holiday magic. So what I knew was that Yoko was a bit of a thorn in the side of some of the Beatles.
There's been talk of that over the years. Yeah.
But to see it is a whole other thing.
Yeah.
So when she's not sitting basically like on John Lennon's lap,
John Lennon, yeah.
She's singing.
Wait, I mean, none of that's in part 1.
Oh,
I'm
no,
glad.
It's not. So she sings and...
Air quotes sings.
Yeah. And then at one point there's a child who starts kind of singing in a similar fashion.
Okay.
And then Yoko joins in.
Oh, okay.
The child is like 4.
Sure.
And just like making noises into a microphone. Not unlike what I'm doing right now with you. So part 2 is tough to get through.
Okay.
But at this point, I have to see it through to the end.
Yeah, you're invested now. Right. And you know that part 3, you kind of like, I think everyone is aware of what happens in part 3 in terms of them actually like playing the show.
Right.
And like, that seems interesting. And like, I want to get to that point. And so, yeah, I'm with you. Watching anything for me takes a long time, and watching an hour and a half or 2 hour, or in this case, whatever it is.
It's like 8 hours.
8-hour thing. Yeah. It's going to take me a while to get through it, but I'm going to see it through. Absolutely want to see it through. I did not realize quite how much, like, if Paul McCartney is not in the Beatles, like, they never leave their club in Liverpool. like their local club/pub. Like Paul basically just like drags them through professional beetling. It seems like they could have been amateur Beatles.
What do you do for a living?
years.
I'm a professional Beatler.
So I just like there's so many instances of them just like effing around, and Paul is like, "Are we gonna like play some songs at some point?"
Yeah,
and like I'm sure that they hated that, but in hindsight, like if not for Paul McCartney, I don't think any of us would have ever heard of the Beatles because it just seems like they kind of just jam. Now, granted, this is a late period look at their career, so perhaps earlier on it was different, but my guess is probably not.
I don't think this is new for them.
Yeah, this feels like the way it's been. You get that vibe, but it's absolutely fascinating to like have this very much fly on the wall look at this. You know, they're real people, and it tends to be difficult to see global phenomenon like the Beatles as real people, and you really get that impression from this.
And I'm not even a Beatles fan.
Yeah,
I can't stop watching.
I don't think we can have a stronger testimonial to the power of this documentary than the fact that you were watching it.
Oddly, I've realized, and I guess I realized maybe like 2 or 3 days ago, strangely attracted to Ringo Starr. There's something about him in that era where I'm like,
wow,
Ringo.
Let's unpack that.
I can't.
I'm very
That's all I have.
interested.
There's just something, I don't know if it's his eyes. I don't know what it is.
He has a sort of boyish charm in everything, and he still does, actually. I saw something with Paul and Ringo that was recorded recently, and there's an energy about Ringo that's just like, I'm just happy to be here.
He seems really annoying now.
Well, yeah.
Wasn't he one of the traveling Wilburys? Was he one of them?
That's not a branch that I can explore. I don't know. It sounds.
I think he might have been.
Sounds possible.
Something
doesn't sound impossible to me. My mom is.
There was a way
my
to
mom
look
is
that
screaming at the podcast right now with an answer. By the way,
Glad, I'm so sorry.
Shout out Glad Douse, who Kelly, you will be pleased to hear.
The Douse.
Glad the Douse. I speak with my mom regularly. We check in, and she FaceTimes with Gwenny quite a bit. She pointed out to me the last time we spoke, which was just a couple of days ago, that we have not brought her up on the show recently. And, you know, it wasn't like, how come you haven't brought me up on the show? Let's be clear. It was like, I really enjoy all the shout outs you guys do to your listeners. I listen to the show every week. And, you know, it's great.
I thought we did.
I would say that my mom has probably come up on the show total more than anyone else.
Yeah.
But so let's take this opportunity.
You know what? I think your mother just became one of our sponsors.
I mean, let's be real. If you go back far enough, she is directly responsible for making this show possible. Because I am
We'd like to thank Glad Douse of the Douse Foundation and her generous contribution to the Polarity Foundation, who makes this podcast possible.
It's like a different businesses who own other different businesses. It's like a whole conglomerate that makes us a shell game.
It's really funny that you should mention that because I assume this is our last show of the year.
Yes.
Right? I don't know.
I mean, who could say? We might never leave our homes again after the incredible snowstorm we were. Oh, we should also probably mention the fact that, you know, all that nonsense last show about when our 50th show was going to be? Guess when it was? Last fucking show. The last show was our 50th show.
Coming up, our celebratory 52nd show.
Really nailed that, didn't we? Really stuck that landing.
Killed it.
But yes, so
I had a long list of people that I wanted to thank, and then I was like, oh no, I can't do this. It was so much. I mean, first of all, I typed out things to talk about today.
Yes. So
I've done this on 3 occasions.
We both have notes in front of us, typed notes with the topics, which are sparse, but the sponsors are quite lengthy.
Yeah, well, you know, I wanted to make sure.
Equal opportunity, equal airtime. I get it.
Yep. I think we talked about everything on my list. I don't know about your list. Oh, you didn't make one. I see. We could talk about your mom some more.
You want to call her?
Sure. Let's do it.
Let's see if Glad's available. I don't know that we've actually taken advantage of the fact that because we spent whatever it was, $12, we can now call people on the show.
$12 and 3.5 years.
So we might as well just see if she's around.
Hello.
Oh, hello. How are you?
Did you try to call on the video?
No, I tried to call you on the podcast, which is what you're on right now.
Hey, Glad.
So I was mentioning to Kelly that you made a comment about the fact that you haven't been mentioned on the show, and I thought, what better way to have Mom mentioned on the show than to have Mom on the show?
See, I could say that I didn't want to just mention you on the show because we had planned on calling you.
Sure, we could have made that up and made it seem like this was the whole point of not talking about you on the show. But instead, we thought we'd just give you a buzz. How are you?
Oh, that is so cool. I'm doing really well, really well. We had a great show last night.
Yeah, I know you had a gig.
On top of the world, yes.
Good. I'm glad to see that it went well. I was watching some of the videos online. So yeah, we just wanted to make sure that we called and said hello. And
I'm sorry I guilted you into it. I remember saying, wow, I sound like my mother right now.
I mean, if you can't guilt your relatives this time of year, when can you?
Right. If you can't guilt your own son into having you on their podcast, then who can you guilt into having you on their podcast?
Nobody.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. So we just wanted to call and say we love you. And we're thinking of you.
Thank you. Merry Christmas, Kelly.
Merry Christmas to you too. Hey, you wanna give our listeners some of your upcoming shows? You have any shows coming up?
Yeah, you want to plug any gigs?
Plug a gig.
We're playing New Year's Eve.
There you go.
At Folly's Draft and Snack in Kernersville, North Carolina. And I know you guys have some Kernersville, North Carolina
We
fans.
do. We
sure
indeed.
do.
Make sure you get out to see Eccentrics over in Kernersville on New Year's Eve.
What time does your set start?
8 o'clock.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Get out there.
You guys are so sweet. I love you both.
We love you back. We'll talk soon, Mom. Love you.
I love your podcast. It's the best.
Thanks, Glad.
Thanks, Mom.
Bye, guys.
Love you. Bye.
She is just lovely.
She's a doll. I love my mom so much.
When is she coming back up to visit?
Probably for Gwenny's birthday. Probably May timeframe.
Okay.
Yep.
We have to have her back on the show.
Oh, for sure. She'll be back on the show in live form, not in phone form. But
right.
That was nice. Thank you for giving an opportunity to chat with Mom. She'll appreciate that.
Who else should we call? Or
we might as well.
Let's dive into the Chang Report.
Chang Report time, everybody. While we're taking advantage of our wonderful phone interface, let's get into the Chang Report. I'm excited.
I think he's feisty this week.
It felt like a real firing into it kind of a situation. So I'm excited to see what Tim has for us this time.
3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff.
Bass heavy. Love the claps.
Love the claps.
Yeah. Funky.
The Chang Report.
Gets me every time.
All right, listen up. I'm coming in white hot on this one. Folks.
Whoa.
Oh, boy.
White hot. So if this is your you time, your tranquil you time, perhaps it's your commute or you're trying to enjoy some time away from your children. I don't know what you people do, but listen, this is not going to be for you. So I'm going to invite you to go ahead and fast forward or scan through in your app if you'd like to skip such intensity.
7 minutes.
I'll cue you back in with a Beastie Boys lyric at some point, which you can use as a cue to stop scanning and get back to Darek and Kelly.
As one does.
Or incrementally less intense than I am right now, I'm going to assume.
Well,
although you do know what happens when you assume. Anyway. I don't know who out there needs to hear this, and I sincerely hope that it is not you, the Bitter Coffeeist. But if it is, you should be ashamed of yourself.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
And if it's not, then I'm going to ask you to take this knowledge and permeate it through your network
Personal
to whoever does need to hear it and shame them appropriately as well.
I'm in.
Me, same. Unless it's me.
It is not, nor has it ever been, acceptable to put styrofoam in the recycling bin.
Speak at it, brother.
Reach, Tim.
Styrofoam is the least recyclable material outside of, I don't know, gas or chloroform. And no, you don't need to know why I know that.
Fair.
Tim
And
has
I
a
get
whole
it.
other life.
Okay? Single stream recycling is very exciting.
Mm-hmm. True.
It's like when you get a paper shredder and you just want to see how many different kinds of things you can put into it.
Yep.
Yep.
But the whole point of single stream recycling is to put things in it that can be recycled. And unless you live in a very specific part of the country or world, or work in some sort of commercial industry involving a lot of styrofoam, sometimes hospitals or the food industry are the exception, I assure you, if you're going to put styrofoam into your recycling bin, it is just going to end up in the trash somewhere else that isn't your house.
Speak on it, Tim. I like this.
And to be clear, what I am referring to is a material that is generally white in color, lightweight,
You've never seen
sometimes in a
styrofoam.
box shape, sometimes in a cute little peanut form. But no matter what, if you break that up into pieces, you will be covered in tiny little white pieces of material that you will never be able to get off of yourself, short of being blasted with a fire hose.
He's not wrong.
No, he's 100% correct.
That is styrofoam. More specifically, polystyrene. And it cannot go into your recycling bin.
Tim had an experience.
And
Feels
while
like
we're on the topic, I'd like to address a few other items that I assure you cannot go into your recycling bin. And this is based upon market research that I have conducted walking around my neighborhood on trash day when it's particularly windy and the lids of the recycling bins have been blown open.
I see. Okay, I'm getting the picture now.
Or the lids are just open because someone put something like a high chair in there. A wooden high chair in the recycling bin. I don't think that some people realize that cat law does not apply to recycling.
Cat law?
What's cat law?
Just because it fits doesn't mean it sits. Especially if it's furniture sitting in your recycling bin. Honorable mention, carpets. I don't care if it's a tiny little area rug or a wall-to-wall situation. None of that goes in your recycling bin. Never has. Likely never will. It's like there's an aversion to putting things in the trash. Like, oh, I'm doing the right thing because I tried to recycle it. It's like, actually, you just made more work for somebody else
Yeah.
who's going to turn that into trash,
Right.
what you consider to be recycling. And don't get me wrong, I've got no issue with repurposing of items.
Right.
Big fan of a trash pick.
Yeah, for sure.
Sure.
Got several items in my home that my roommate and I have found sitting on the curb on trash day and thought, that's a nice item and I'm going to take it.
Yep.
No problem there.
Nope.
One man's trash is another man's treasure, right?
Yep, for sure.
True.
One man's recycling becoming another man's trash is not the same thing.
That's not a phrase. That's not a...
Mother Gaia is not impressed by you. So knock it off. All right? Now, I realize I came at you a little hot just now. You were warned,
Rightfully so.
but
Inappropriately.
it was a little hot. A little judgy, a little finger pointy. I understand. But I got to keep it going. Keep it going full steam.
There we go.
Nice.
There's
Too
our
sweet
reference.
to be sour.
Too nice to
Too
be
nice
mean.
to be mean.
It's true.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Tim.
Thank you,
Thank you as always,
Tim.
Tim. Once again, coming strong with the Chang Report.
One question.
Got it.
Is there a pic of the high chair in the recycling bin?
Yes, Tim, I will be reaching out to find out if you took a photo of high chair.
I feel like there is.
Trying to follow cat law, which is my new favorite thing.
I wasn't sure what he was saying.
I thought he had some inside knowledge of like the
Like an acronym.
like the trash industry.
Yeah.
And was
it was like
cat
the
law.
Central Allocating Trash Law
Nice.
Association. Cat law.
Cat law.
I was like, oh, cat law. Okay.
Oh my gosh, that was amazing. I love that Tim's not afraid to delve into the issues of the day.
Nope.
Like making sure people know what is recycling and what's not. I don't know if you've ever lived in a situation where there was like a communal dumpster.
I've lived in apartments my entire life.
And so at the condo, we had a dumpster, and I would say that 90% of the people who lived at the condo understood that, like, if you had trash that was not only like not recyclable, but also like you can't just throw a high chair in the dumpster either. Like,
right.
it like needs to be taken to a landfill. We had so many instances of just like there'd be like a sink by the dumpster. And it's like, that's not how any of this works.
Not like metaphorically.
No, not metaphorically.
Right.
There would be a literal sink near the literal dumpster. And it like, we lived like literally 4 minutes from a like drop off center. Like
right.
So there was
a garbage dump.
Yeah, there was no reason not to just put it in your, like, it's almost more work to walk it to the dumpster than it is put it in your car and then drive it to the dump.
Right.
And
say to the guy or the girl at the dump, like, hey, can you help me get this out of my car?
Right, exactly. Like, oh, I got the
It's a
sink,
really
I gotta
heavy
drop off.
sink.
Yeah.
What do you got, a heavy sink? Yes, I do.
You got everything but the kitchen sink? No, I have the kitchen
actual
sink, in fact. Yeah, so I totally relate to that. I will say, in relation to Tim's trash pick story, I got a printer that I only recently got rid of from the dumpsters at my college campus. It was a brand new HP like printer that someone had
like a dot matrix.
No, it was like a nice. No, I'm not. Listen, I'm elder. I'm just not. Anyway,
look at me throwing stones.
But it was move out week, and if anybody has lived on a college campus during move out week, you know that a lot of stuff that just probably is just fine, but no one wants to deal with moving, just ends up in or around the dumpsters.
Shout out UNH for a little Wildcat.
Exactly, go Wildcats. And I was walking to lunch, and I went past this dumpster, and there was this looked like a brand new printer, which I then thought, well, there must be something awful about this printer that I'm going to open it up, and it's going to be full of cat food or dog shit or something. No, it was fine. Brought it back to the dorm, plugged it in, worked fine, and used it all through college.
Magic.
So those things can happen. But yeah, I'm gonna reach out to Tim and find out if there is a picture of the of the high chair in the recycling bin.
On your way home, do me a favor.
Okay.
Do you take Le Fountain?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
You know where the chicken people live?
I do. I'm aware of the chicken people.
Okay. They have a new chair installment.
Okay.
That they're sharing with the neighborhood.
Okay. They've got quite an elaborate yard.
Well, for a while they had nothing.
Right.
And then the chickens went away, and then everything went away. But now they have 2 plastic chairs that are hanging on their fence, but backwards.
Okay.
They're on. It's a very weird display.
Is it meant to symbolize something? Is it like a turning their back on society?
I think it's free chair. But they don't want them to blow away.
Okay.
And then the people next door to them have the inflatable Santa Claus and the snowman, but they're deflated, and they've been deflated for 6 weeks.
Right. There was that one big windstorm, and I think people gave up.
Yeah.
Yes. So there is a house, and I wanted to mention this to you. Thank you for the reminder that you weren't aware of. There's a house on the way home that, relating back to Tim's many stories about people decorating their yards. There is a house that has, and I'm not exaggerating, I'll try to get a photo of it, probably 20 inflatables on the yard, which is fine, I guess, if that's your thing. That is not even the issue with this house. So we were driving by a couple weeks ago, and they had started putting things up, and they had put up what looked like it was, it's like a wooden hand, it's not an actual ladder, but they made it in the ladder shape, and they put it up against the house, and they covered it in lights. So it looks like a light up ladder.
Okay.
And then there are cutouts of people who are also lined in lights, so it looks like people. So we thought what they had done was made Christmas decorations of people putting up Christmas decorations, which I actually thought was pretty fucking cool and meta.
Kind of clever.
And like kind of interesting. So I was like, that's interesting.
Is it people who died?
Hang on. No.
Okay.
Well, so then flash forward a week and they had continued to deck out the yard, and it seems like now that they are done, what they had actually done was what added to that display was in the window that the ladder is leading to, there is now a Christmas light fire, and the people now have firemen's outfits on. So they made Christmas decorations of a fire in their home. But
this fire is being fought.
It would seem they're on yes, experts are on the scene fighting this fire. It would appear. I'm just not sure that that's what baby Jesus had in mind. Is my point. I don't think that that's necessarily the way I would go from a decorating standpoint. And listen, I decked out my house in Christmas lights. I have a new house. It was very important to me that I put Christmas lights up.
I want to talk about that.
All goddamn day. Remember the weekend where, I think it was 2 weekends ago, where it was like dangerously high winds?
Yes.
That was the weekend that I put the Christmas lights up because it was like 55 degrees. And I was like, I don't care. I got a new ladder that I got on Black Friday.
Whoa.
I'm going to put some Christmas lights up. So here I am by myself at my new home on a ladder, 10 feet in the air, like 30-mile-an-hour winds. Safety be damned. I'm putting up the Christmas lights.
Sure.
So I get the impulse is my point.
Did you have a spotter? You had no spotter.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Just me, just the neighborhood and all of people driving by on the road who were like, look at this asshole.
Yep.
So that was it. And so no other spotters. But the point is, like, I get the impulse to put the lights up, but something about decorating your home as though there is currently in process fire happening in it.
Yeah, that's weird.
Doesn't feel like it is of the season. So just shout out to that family for whatever reason they decided that was a good idea. I don't get it. I don't understand I like a creative light show and a creative decorating. Actually, you know what I don't appreciate? The laser lights. The lights that make your house look like it's at a rave. Yep. I guess. Yep. I don't really know the point of that. But it is
Give me
awful.
like a glow stick and a pacifier.
Yeah, like sure.
Bottle of water.
And
like a gas mask.
Fuzzy hat. As part of a display, I could see the utility. But like to me, those just say, I would like to decorate my house for Christmas, but I am too lazy. So what I am going to do is I'm going to get a stake and put it in the ground, and on that stake will be attached a light that is going to shine on my house and just make it look kind of shimmery, I guess.
It's aggressive.
It's aggressive and distracting and ridiculous and doesn't actually like make your house decorated in any way. And also, I guess you'd have to close all of the blinds on that side of the house because you don't want that shining into your house all night. It just seems like a weird thing.
Or do you?
Well, I get maybe you do. Maybe
right?
you want to be reminded of like, I decorated the house this year because I put that one thing in the yard.
Right.
Well, I'm not trying to judge. No, that's not true. I am trying to judge and to say that that is a mistake. I don't think that those things are worth paying the $25 on Amazon for. I'd be interested to find out if there are people who listen to the show who have those and why. I want to know why because I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense to me. Just put some lights up.
I thought about putting lights on the front of the house.
As so many of us have.
Right?
Yeah.
Because it seems like a really great idea. And every year I'm like, this year I'm going to do it.
It does seem like a good idea.
And when I say, I'm going to decorate the house.
What I mean
is, so I said to Michelle, we should decorate the house.
Yeah.
And she said, with what? Like a wreath? Because I have a wreath up.
Uh-huh.
I'm not a Grinch.
Uh-huh.
And I said, let's put up some lights. Let's get like a length of light.
Yeah.
And she was like, what's a length of light? And then I just started like
waving
my
your
hands above my head,
back and forth, a length,
and then like pretending to like hammer something into an imaginary piece of wood.
Did you mime desperately trying to untangle the lights before you put because that's really
because
what
in my
like. That's
world,
true to life.
The lights are untangled already.
Right, they just go up. They're just up there. They come out of the box and they go up in a length.
And then, so the second time I used the term, like a length. The response was nothing.
Well,
Like it was just
as
she was
someone-
just at 10 and 2 and there's a child. There are 2 children. There are 3 children and an adult at
now
my door.
on your porch.
What is happening?
They have made no indication that they're there.
No, and I think they might be my neighbors.
Do you need to go check on that? Now they are doing something with the door.
Why don't you go to the door and I'll stay here?
Okay.
I'll man the podcast.
All right, you hold on to this for me.
I'm going to dial 9-1, and then if you give me a signal, you're going to hit the other one. Hello, how are you? Oh, wow. Okay, so there's... Darek is accepting... I don't know if it's candy from strangers, but some kind of snack. Wow. I hope you guys can hear him. Hi, I'm waving, and Derek's plugging the show. And okay, I hope you guys can hear this because it's great. If I had a length of cord, I would bring the microphone up to the door, but then that would also mean that I would have to interact with folks. I don't really want to do that. So, Darek is now sending the woman back to Michelle's apartment. Oh, all right. He's introducing himself formally. Oh, boy. Okay. I feel like we have so much to break down right now. So,
So that's a thing that happened just now.
what happened?
All right, so that was Fiona and her 2 children
Okay.
who live in the bluish gray house down the way.
Oh, yeah. They live across the street.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Knew your names.
Yes.
So that made me feel a little bit more comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
They are walking through the neighborhood, handing out candy to the neighbors in little like holiday Ziploc bags that are paper.
Happy holidays, Fiona, Nick. Oh.
Other names,
Their children's names.
children's names.
I don't know. Should I mention the? No, I'm not going to mention children's
names.
And then their address.
Yeah, and so I was originally
Did you direct
terrified.
them to Michelle?
I sure did.
Oh man, we're never going to hear the end of that.
I don't even know what to like. First of all,
Look what the bag says.
adorable.
Have a day.
Does say have a
so it's a
day.
it's a Ziploc. I'm assuming
Ziploc
it's a
brand.
recyclable bag.
Yeah, Ziploc brand.
It says
yeah,
have
Tim,
a,
shout out. It's
and then there's a
recyclable.
blank
Yeah.
day. Have a day.
Have a day.
Screw it. Have a day.
I mean, you're not going to be disappointed in the result. People are, in
see.
fact, going to have a day. What is in there? Is it like Halloween candy that they had left over?
It's homemade pretzel candy.
Are you kidding me right now?
Nope.
Oh my good! Not even bagged other than this bag.
Nope.
It is the square pretzels.
Should we call Michelle and warn her? Let's give her a call.
Beep her 911 and let her know. I mean, they're back there by now. Like,
Yeah, they
she's
are.
not going to pick up.
I don't know if she's going to pick up.
Do you have like a pipe you can bang on, SOS or something?
I have
that
nothing.
she'll hear?
I have a hallway I could run
You
down.
guys need walkie-talkies.
We do. We really do.
Christmas is coming.
Should we call her?
It smells pepperminty, I will say.
Yeah.
This is one of the weirdest things that I have ever experienced.
Just give that to Hannah.
Kelly made you something.
Fiona and Kelly and Michelle.
Fiona and Nick. Who are they? No idea. No idea who they are. Wow. What are the odds that that would occur during the podcast?
Because I saw a child.
You were like, there is 1, nay, 2, nope. And then that was their mom. But still, 3 people on my porch right now. Yeah. I mean, listen, that was very, very sweet.
Incredibly thoughtful.
Do not eat that. would be my advice.
Okay.
But still,
I mean,
you could. I mean, it's fine.
Yeah,
But-
I don't know. I mean,
So during COVID Christmas, what did you want to do? I think we maskless go door to door and hand out paper bags of pretzel candy that we have
says
made
have a day.
and wish everyone a day. What could 'tis the season? I mean,
wow.
you know,
It's really
the magic of the
thoughtful.
season. It's incredibly thoughtful.
But if you think about the steps that went into this,
Yes,
there's
exactly.
you know what we should do?
Yeah, right. The
We
thought
should
process.
bring pretzel candy to the entire neighborhood.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what? What do you want to put on that pretzel candy? I don't know. Let's have like a pretzel with like a mint
Like a melted peppermint on it. And an M&M.
and a pecan
And
on
there
top.
was a pecan. Yep. Uh-huh.
And then another one we could do like a, I don't know, like again, a pretzel base.
They're all pretzel based. Let's get that out of the way right now.
Right.
We'll get 2 big bags. We'll be good.
And how many should we put in there? Let's go with 7.
Roughly 7.
10 seems aggressive.
Right. We don't want to like make them
5.
feel overwhelmed.
Seems weird.
Shout out Fiona and her kids.
Yeah.
Because that's awesome. Like, I got to say, like, from a parenting standpoint, also, the kids could not have been less interested.
Right.
I mean, they were adorable. Let's start there. Adorable kids, probably
cute
like
kids.
7 and 5, maybe. But just were like, oh, here we go again.
So kids, do you want to go to the dentist or do you want to hand out pretzel candy in the neighborhood? It's one or the other.
Make your choice.
Now I'm afraid she's going to listen to the show.
So Fiona, if you're listening, hopefully your kids aren't listening because this is not a show
you
for
didn't
them.
tell her the name of the show.
No.
I don't think she knows my
She was
last
like,
name.
but she was like, she's one of those people.
Wait, is
right
Michelle
away.
here?
Yeah, right away. It was like, so Kelly and Michelle live here, and I was like, okay, you know some layout here. Now I feel like I'm being like fished. Like I feel like I'm being fished for information. But so I opened the door. You waved very sheepishly and appropriately.
Right.
And,
I didn't know. I mean, I kept my headphones on. I'm like, well, this just means that I'm busy.
But then I felt obligated to be like, oh, I'm Darek. And then
yeah.
it got to be like, I co-host a podcast with Kelly.
Yeah.
I also used to live here.
Yeah. Oh, I heard that. So I was kind of narrating what you were doing.
I can't wait to
My
hear
favorite part
your
was,
side of this.
My favorite part was, I used to live here.
I'm like,
What are the odds?
I'm like, this is probably weird for them, for her, not the kids. The kids don't care. But
Right.
For Fiona, I felt like this was probably weird.
Are,
and so
are Kelly and her wife at home? Or no?
exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Oh,
So then
my
you had to
God.
basically explain our entire relationship.
I had to like give them the
Well,
whole
What happened
back.
was,
So come with flashback with me 10 years or so.
yeah, let's 2013. You know, I want to say this in my own defense, Fiona. When I was selling back Kelly's Tupperware, whatever the frig, back to her, I gave her a hell of a deal. So for those of you who don't know, when Michelle and I split up a million years ago, she had a yard sale. And I stopped by to pick up some of my stuff, and it was on sale, and Darek was manning the table at the time.
I was.
But you gave me quite the deal.
I felt, I was feeling generous.
Yeah.
And I thought
How much is that cast iron pan?
it was a walk, just so we're clear.
I don't know what it was. Well, I would have a walk. I have no idea.
Well, you didn't anymore.
Nope.
'Cause Michelle was
$6.
selling it.
You know what? I can let it go for $4. Cool.
For you, your walk is only $4.
Is there any of your other items that you would like to buy?
Again, cut you a good price.
You did. And you know what? I'll never forget that. Wow. I'm surprised Michelle is not over here.
I'm waiting for her to come storming through. They're probably having hot chocolate in the living room
Probably.
right now.
And like 3 dogs are just like barking
Dogs.
uncontrollably.
Yeah, I did warn them about the dogs.
Yeah. And like Poppy has like a weird, like maybe like an erection.
Got one of the
you know?
kids' hats in his mouth, and he's just shaking it.
With his no teeth.
Yeah, it's gum in the hat like crazy.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
Well, I don't know that there's anywhere to go from here.
I feel like the only way to go
Is to literally go.
is to just go.
Because we got to check in with Michelle on how that little visit went.
Yeah, speaking of which, I want to thank the Polarity Foundation,
Yes.
celebrating 50 years of Polartying. And
We like to Polarity. we like to Polarity.
you know, you got to fight for your right to Polarity.
Oh my God, it's always
Polarity in the USA.
It's always a Polarity in the USA. That's where I was headed.
Thank you for the Polarity Foundation that makes this podcast possible.
Thank you,
with
Michelle.
your generous donations and your pretzel candies.
Which I'm sure she's going to try to pawn off on you.
Probably. Oh, no. When you guys doing a show, I just made some pretzel candies. You know what I want to do? Let's go over there when we're done and just like play dumb and see if she brings it up.
Oh, did they bring? Oh, there were kids out here?
What
I have
are
no
you
idea.
talking about?
Didn't see them. That's weird.
I want to thank Doggy Style Salon, located at 925 Roosevelt Highway in Colchester. Call or text them at 802-654-7387. It's all just kind of like hitting me now. Because okay, question. Why did we answer the door? Why did I make you answer the door?
So they can see in is a problem. So like it's
Yeah.
not like because they were right there. So it's not like we could have just said we didn't see them. But the
Right.
fact that you had me answer the door made
wait
it
a
way
minute.
funnier.
There's more people in front of the house.
What? You're up. So I'm not.
Man,
I'm
no,
not
you're
doing
right.
it.
You're
I'm
right.
not doing it.
Here we go. I'm just gonna move my chair. Here we
Now
go.
would be the time for you to turn off light.
Turn off
Come
light.
on.
Turn off.
Come on.
Come on, baby Jesus.
Give us a Christmas miracle. People leaving us the fuck alone.
Wow.
Okay.
Also want to thank Tim and Tanya at Green Mountain Foster Bikes, giving rebuilt and donated bikes to foster kids in Vermont.
So I will vamp
Will
for
you-
Kelly
will
while
you
she
please?
recovers.
Thank you.
I want to say that that John El Diablo reached out to me to ask
Diablo.
me. Yeah, he reached out to me to ask me one more time. What's that bike place that you guys are talking about in the podcast? Because I'm looking to pick up a bike.
Oh, really?
yeah,
Seriously?
yeah. So I gave him the information.
El Diablo, Feliz Navidad.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Yeah. So I will see if maybe they got in touch. But yes, Tim and Tanya at Green Mountain Foster Bikes, giving rebuilt and donated bikes to foster kids in Vermont, located at 10 North Main Street in Virginies. Also the home of Little City Cycles, a place to find your new friend in a magic bike. And you can give them a buzz at 802-877-3000.
877-3000.
Is that not what I said?
No, it is.
Okay.
I just like to say it again.
Just want to emphasize. I appreciate you. And then you had a note on here, which was interesting because I like this. We haven't really done this in forever, but like just in case you're not aware, we're on the socials.
Yeah, we are on the socials.
And occasionally we know the password, and we might
Oh.
post something.
I know the password.
Yeah, we've arranged the fact
It's
that now they're all the same. Thank
So if you
God.
if you know one, you know them all.
And if you know not one, you know none of them.
You know nothing.
So Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, like once or twice a year.
Yeah.
And then bittercoffeepod.com, where you can listen to the show. You can read a bunch of nonsense on there.
I've been trying to remember to upload the show to the website
That's always
same day.
That's always the
as-
toughest one.
That's the tricky part.
Yeah, that's the tricky one because it's very outside of process. You
I'm
have to-
usually
yeah.
like 6 or 7 hours behind.
Yeah, but since
it's
you're posting the show at 3 a.m., it's fine.
I know. 6 a.m.
6 a.m. on Wednesdays. And
It's
then
like the early edition.
feel free to email us if you have questions or comments or hate mail or want to get yourself some pretzel candy at bittercoffeepod@gmail.com. That's where you can find us.
Wish everybody a very happy holiday.
Happy holidays, everybody.
We're going to be back in 2022.
We sure will. Starting off the new season on a weird number.
Right. Oh my God, it's going to keep me up. Jesus Christ. Thanks, everybody. Have a great holiday. Be safe. Stay healthy. Wear a mask. Get vaccinated. And we will talk to you soon.
Stay fresh, cheese bags.